Hi, I decided to take a deep dive into the Michigan Code of Ethics. There are 5 of them, and I will have this resource linked below as well. The first is responsibility to the profession. The second is responsibility for professional competence. And kind of both of those first two is really about being a good educator, staying on top of your skill and your trade, making sure that you're setting high expectations for yourself, you're staying on top of data-based practices for the classroom, any new curriculum that you should be implementing, that kind of thing. The third is responsibility to students. This one I feel really passionate about because it talks a lot about the respect, the rights, and the dignity of students, and it brings up the word equity a lot. And so making sure that we're taking into consideration, age, gender, maybe gender identity, gender expression, civil status, family status, culture background setting, socioeconomic status, sexual orientation, religion, disability, race, ethnicity. I mean, the list goes on and on. And so I really like how they broke it down here for the responsibility to students. I am pretty passionate about this as I work with a very low socioeconomic population right now. And I work with students that are ages 16 to 22. So, I feel like I see a lot of the gender expression and the battles that students have with that and within themselves. And so I really like that this highlighted that we need to just be kind and be willing to accept students for who they are and where they are. And I really appreciated that layout in this code of conduct. And it also had maintaining trust and confidentiality when interacting with students, but then also making sure that you're adhering to the rights that parents have. So if the student is expressing suicidal ideation, that you have to be reporting that. And that is something that we have to make sure that we're not keeping confidential, that we're telling parents or we're telling a social worker. But yet we still want to respect the student's privacy and being transparent with them and saying, hey, you shared this with me. This is information that I have to share to ensure that you are safe. So that is one that I am really passionate about, the responsibility to students. The fourth code of conduct is responsibility to the school community, making sure that our school community are the parents, the guardians. We have the students themselves that we need to be supporting. We need to have good relationships with our colleagues. This is one that I didn't really think about, but is excellent that they highlighted it here because, yeah, we need to have a good relationship with those that we work with. If we don't have a good school culture within our colleagues and the people that we work with, the students pick up on that. And then the other thing was just within the community and the stakeholders within the school as well. So it's not just the people that are in your building directly and that you interact with every day, but making sure that you have a responsibility to the community outside of our school building as well. And then the fifth one that I'm also pretty passionate about and want to highlight is the responsible and ethical use of technology. Technology is huge, and I work at a school where our kids are on the laptop all day long because it's an online program that we're walking them through and helping them with. And so making sure that students all have equal access to technology, all have equal access to the internet and to the resources that are out there. I use technology all the time. I have a pretty big EL population that I work with as well. And so technology is huge so I can properly communicate with families. I can properly communicate with the student. I can have the students' work translated into their native language. So technology is really important for me and what I do every day. And I like that they have this laid out because it's something that is ever growing and is something that we can't just ignore. With technology, though, does come with some of those risks, right? When social media gets involved and making sure that there's still confidentiality within technology. We send everything through email and we have Google Docs that are shared and linked in spreadsheets, but making sure that we're reviewing who that is shared with so we can adhere to FERPA laws and make sure that we don't have this document getting shared or being made accessible to people that it shouldn't be accessible to or be shared with, especially at the high school level where we have several teachers that are all interacting with this same student that may have an IEP, making sure that those teachers have access to that. But the teachers that don't have that student, they don't need access to that until maybe they start interacting with that student. And then just making sure that, not other people within our district are also accessing those documents, right? We need to make sure that we have some secure measurements in place so students' information isn't getting out to people that don't need it. All right, so this is my deep dive into the Michigan Code of Ethics, and there were 5 of them, and I really am passionate about responsibility to students and the ethical use of technology.